On a gravel road past the cotton fields, where the morning mist lies still, there's a weathered cross and a white wood door on the slope of Willow Hill. The paint is worn by the passing years, and the bell don't ring too loud, but the prayers once lifted from that small room still echo in the clouds. Mama's voice in the Sunday hymn, soft as a morning breeze. Daddy bowed with his calloused hands down on his weary knees. I was young with a restless heart and dreams that ran too far, but something holy in that little church still shines like a guiding star. Oh, that little church on Willow Hill, where the old hymns used to rise, where a wandering soul first learned to pray with tears in a child's eyes. Though the years have rolled like a river wide and the world has changed somehow, the faith I found on Willow Hill still lives inside me now. There were nights I walked a darker road far from that simple place, chasing dreams that left me empty and running from God's grace. But in the silence of broken days, when my hope was growing thin, I heard those songs from Willow Hill calling my heart again. Oh, that little church on Willow Hill, where the old hymns used to rise, where a wandering soul first learned to pray with tears in a child's eyes. Though the years have rolled like a river wide and the world has changed somehow, the faith I found on Willow Hill still lives inside me now. No golden lights, no city sound, just wooden pews and grace, where heaven felt a little closer in that quiet sacred place. And the God who heard my childhood prayer still listens even now, from the dusty roads of yesterday to the life I'm living now. Oh, that little church on Willow Hill, still standing strong and true, where the seeds of faith were planted deep like the morning's gentle dew. And when this long road finally ends beyond the sunset's glow, I'll hear those bells from Willow Hill calling my spirit home. In a small warm kitchen by the window light, where the morning coffee steamed, Mama stood with a quiet faith, stronger than it seemed. Her hands were rough from the work of years, from the fields and the laundry line. But every night those tired hands were folded just in time. I'd hear her whisper down the hallway dark, when the house had gone to sleep. calling out to the Lord above for the promises He keeps. She never spoke a worry much, never let her fear be shown, but heaven heard her gentle voice when she thought she prayed alone. Oh, Mama's hands in prayer at night, lifted to the sky, holding every hope I had when I didn't know why. Through every road I've wandered far, and every burden I've known, Mama's hands in prayer for me still lead my heart back home. There were days I ran from everything that she believed was true, chasing roads that left me lost, with nothing left to do. But when the world grew cold and hard, and my strength was wearing thin, I felt those prayers like quiet light, calling me back again. Oh, Mama's hands in prayer at night, lifted to the sky, holding every hope I had when I didn't know why. Through every road I've wandered far, and every burden I've known, Mama's hands in prayer for me still lead my heart back home. She never had a stage to stand or a crowd to hear her voice, but heaven wrote her faithful love in every silent choice. And the God she trusted all those years never turned away from a mother's whispered prayer at the close of day. Oh, Mama's hands in prayer at night, still rising strong and true, asking God to guide my steps in everything I do. And when my road is finally done and I stand before His throne, I'll thank the Lord for Mama's prayers that carried my spirit home. In a farmhouse room with a flickering lamp and the wind against the wall, Daddy knelt beside my bed when I was young and small. His hands were strong from a lifetime's work on the red dirt fields all day, but they trembled just a little when he bowed his head to pray. He said, "Son, the world will test your heart, and the road won't always be kind, but the Lord who made the mountains tall still hears the weakest cry." I didn't know what life would bring or the storms I'd someday face, but I learned the strength of humble faith in that quiet, sacred place. Daddy taught me how to pray at night with my hands and heart held still, trusting God with every fear and every dream I will. Through every road and every storm, when my hopes seem far away, I still hear Daddy's gentle voice teaching me how to pray. Years rolled on like a winding road, and I walked the path alone. There were days my faith grew tired and the truth felt overthrown. But when the world grew dark and cold and my strength began to sway, I remembered that small farmhouse room and the words he used to say. Daddy taught me how to pray at night with my hands and heart held still, trusting God with every fear and every dream I will. Through every road and every storm, when my hopes seem far away, I still hear Daddy's gentle voice teaching me how to pray. Now the years have turned his hair to gray and his steps are slow today, but the faith he planted in my soul still lights my wandering way. And the God who heard us long ago in that humble childhood room still answers every whispered prayer beneath the midnight moon.
Daddy taught me how to pray at night when my faith was young and small, to trust the Lord with all my heart and surrender every call.
And when my journey here is done and heaven lights the way, I'll thank the Lord for the man who knelt and taught my soul to pray. On a dusty shelf by the fireplace light lay a Bible worn and brown, with pages thin like autumn leaves and a leather cover worn down. Grandpa said he traveled far through the years before my own, through storms of life and quiet grace that the Lord had always shown. There were notes along the margins written in a steady hand, verses marked through tears and trials only faith could understand. He would read it in the evening when the sun fell low and red, and the house grew still and reverent with the words the good book said. Oh, Grandpa's old Bible by the firelight and glow, full of promises so true, every line a road of mercy that the Lord would lead us through. Though the years have carried him away and the world has changed somehow, Grandpa's old Bible Bible still reminds me God is with me even now. There were days I walked my own way, far from everything He knew, chasing dreams that lost their meaning, down roads that weren't so true. But one night in quiet searching, when my hope had nearly died, I opened up that weathered book and found His faith inside. Oh, Grandpa's old Bible by the firelight glow, full of promises so true, every line a road of mercy that the Lord would lead us through. Though the years have carried Him away and the world has changed somehow, Grandpa's old Bible still reminds me God is with me even now. There were verses softly underlined beside a trembling prayer, and every word he trusted in still holds me in God's care. For the truth that guided Grandpa through the joy and through the pain is the same eternal promise that will lead me home again. Oh, Grandpa's old Bible by the firelight glow, still shining through the years, full of hope for broken hearts and comfort for our fears. And when this road of life is over, past the sunset's golden line, I'll thank the Lord for Grandpa's faith and that old worn Bible of mine. I left that town one summer night with a restless heart to roam, chasing lights beyond the hills, far from everything called home. Mama's words were on the wind and Daddy's faith was in my mind, but I thought I knew a better road somewhere out there I would find. The highway stretched through lonely towns where neon signs would glow, and every mile I wandered on led farther than I'd known. The world looked bright from far away, but the shine began to fade, and the dreams I held so tightly turned to dust along the way. Oh, the road I shouldn't have taken was a long and winding line, full of nights that felt so empty and a truth I couldn't find. But the Lord who saw me falling never turned His face away, and His mercy met me gently on the road I shouldn't have taken. There were nights beneath the cold gray sky when the silence spoke my name, and I felt the weight of every step and every hidden shame. Then I remembered Sunday mornings and the hymns we used to sing, and the quiet faith that once had grown in that small church on the hill. Oh, the road I shouldn't have taken was a long and winding line, full of nights that felt so empty and a truth I couldn't find. the God who watched me drifting through the darkest miles I'd known was the same loving Father calling his lost child home. Oh, the road I shouldn't have taken brought me back to faith again, through the mercy of a Savior who forgives the hearts of men. Now every step I walk today is guided by his hand, for the road I shouldn't have taken led me back to where I stand. There was a night on a broken road when the sky hung dark and low. The world felt cold around my heart and I had nowhere left to go. Every mile behind me was a story full of pain, and I thought I'd walk too far away to ever turn again. The wind was moving through the trees like a whisper in the air, and somewhere deep inside my soul I heard a quiet prayer. It sounded like those childhood nights when the house was still and calm, and Mama spoke to heaven with my name upon her tongue. Oh, I heard Mama's prayer again in the silence of the night, calling down God's mercy like a soft and steady light. Though I'd wandered far from home, down roads of doubt and pain, heaven found my broken heart when I heard Mama's prayer again. I remembered every Sunday and the songs we used to sing about a loving Savior and the grace his arms could bring, and the faith I thought was buried beneath the years of wandering rose up like a sunrise with the hope that mercy brings. Oh, I heard Mama's prayer again in the silence of the night, calling down God's mercy like a soft and steady light. Though I'd wandered far from home, down roads of doubt and pain, heaven found my broken heart when I heard Mama's prayer again. A mother's prayer is stronger than the miles a soul can roam, for the love that lifts to heaven still can guide a child back home. And the God who hears the quiet tears of a mother on her knees still reaches through the darkness with a saving mercy. Oh, I heard Mama's prayer again, and my restless heart was healed, for the grace of God was waiting in the truth that faith revealed. Now every step before me is a path his love will guide, since the night heard Mama's prayer calling me back to his side. There's an old dirt road beyond the fields where the tall grass bends in the breeze. I walked that path as a boy long ago with a heart that felt at ease. But the years rolled on like a restless tide, and I drifted far away, till the world grew loud and the nights grew long, and I forgot how to pray. I chased the lights of distant towns where the promises felt bright, but the shine of dreams fades quickly in the loneliness of night. And every road that I wandered down left my weary spirit warm, till a quiet voice in the fading dusk said, "Child, it's time to come home." There's a way back home, through the mercy of God, through the grace that never fails, past the miles of doubt and the weight of regret, and the stories the heart still tells. For the Father waits with open arms, no matter where we roam, and His love will light the narrow road that leads a lost soul home. I remembered the hymns from Sunday mornings floating soft through the air, and the wooden pews of a country church where my family knelt in prayer. And the faith I thought was long gone rose again in my soul, like the sunrise breaking the darkest night, making a wounded spirit whole. There's a way back home, through the mercy of God, through the grace that never fails, past the miles of doubt and the weight of regret, and the stories the heart still tells. For the Father waits with open arms, no matter where we roam, and His love will light the narrow road that leads a lost soul home. Grace is stronger than the miles a wandering heart can run, and the shepherd still goes searching for the lost and weary one. Every tear and every prayer that once was lifted high still echoes through eternity before the Lord on high. Yes, there's a way back home, through the mercy of God, through the love that sets us free, where forgiveness flows like a river wide for every soul in need. And when this road of life is done, beyond the setting sun, I'll walk that road the Savior showed back to my Father's home. The sun comes up on a quiet field where the morning breeze runs free, and I watch my children laughing by the old oak tree. Their voices carry through the yard like a hymn from long ago, and I see the hands of mercy in the little lives I know. I remember how my mama prayed and the words my daddy said, how the truth of God was planted in the prayers beside my bed. And though I walked some restless roads far from what I knew, grace brought me back to where I stand with a faith that still feels new. Now I'm teaching my children faith like it once was taught to me, through the quiet strength of mercy and the truth that sets us free. Not by power, not by pride, but by love the Lord has shown. For the seeds of faith we plant today will guide them when they're grown. We bow our heads at supper time with simple words of grace, and the evening prayers they whisper fill the house with holy peace. They don't know the storms ahead or the trials life may bring, but the light of God within their hearts will be their guiding string. Now I'm teaching my children faith like it once was taught to me, through the quiet strength of mercy and the truth that sets us free. Not by power, not by pride, but by love the Lord has shown. For the seeds of faith we plant today will guide them when they're grown. Faith is more than words we speak or songs we sing in praise. It's the love we show in simple acts through all our living days. And the God who watched me wandering through the valleys of my youth is the same faithful Father leading them in truth. Yes, I'm teaching my children faith under heaven's open sky, that the Lord will walk beside them every day of every life. And when the years have carried on like the rivers softly flow, may the faith we share within this home be the greatest gift they know. The sun sinks low beyond the fields, and the sky turns soft and gold. A quiet breeze moves through the trees like stories heaven told. The day has passed with work and dust and the miles we've walked along, but the evening brings a gentle peace like an old familiar song. The table's cleared, the house grows still as the twilight settles down, and little voices gather close as the shadows move around. We bow our heads together now as the daylight fades away, and the quiet of this simple home fills with words we softly pray. It's a family prayer at sundown, when the world grows calm and slow. Hands together, hearts united in the evening's fading glow. For the God who kept us through the day still watches from above, and our humble home is filled tonight with the peace of heaven's love. I see my father in my mind when he prayed these words before, and mama's voice beside him like the ones I still adore. Now the children kneel beside me just the way I used to do, and the circle of God's mercy feels as timeless as the truth. It's a family prayer at sundown, when the world grows calm and slow. Hands together, hearts united in the evening's fading glow. For the God who kept us through the day still watches from above, and our humble home is filled tonight with the peace of heaven's love. The years will move like rivers wide, and the children's paths will roam, but the faith we share in moments like
this will always guide them home. For the Lord who hears the smallest prayer and knows each heart by name will walk beside these little souls through sunshine and through rain. It's a family prayer at sundown as the stars begin to rise, thanking God for grace and mercy under quiet country skies. And when the night grows deep and still and the day is finally done, we rest our hearts in heaven's care till the morning light returns.
There's an old dirt road beyond the hill where the wildflowers softly grow. I've walked that path 1,000 times through the seasons come and go. In the years of past, like drifting clouds across a fading sky, but the promise of a brighter home still lifts my heart on high. I've seen the days of joy and laughter and the nights of silent tears. Watch the faces that I cherished disappear through passing years, but the faith they held so faithfully still shines within my soul, like a lantern in the darkness, leading where I'm meant to go. We'll meet in heaven someday, where the golden rivers flow, where the light of endless mercy shines brighter than we know. No more sorrow, no more parting. When that holy morning comes, we'll meet in heaven someday, in our Father's loving home. Mama's voice still sings a hymn in the memory of my mind, and Daddy's quiet faith still lives in the truth they left behind. Though their footsteps faded long ago, beyond this earthly land, I believe